I once cared for a patient who used to be a nurse as she was 70 years old at the time. She was proud of how healthy she ate, always piling her plate high with greens, and even grew her own vegetables right in her backyard. But over time, she started experiencing constant joint pain, felt tired after meals, and her blood pressure kept swinging up and down. After running some tests and taking a close look at her meals, we found something that surprised us both. Some of the vegetables she'd been eating every day, thinking they were helping her, were actually making things worse. Slowly and quietly, they had been affecting her body in ways she never expected. So if you're over 60, or if you're caring for someone who is, I really encourage you to take a few minutes and watch this video from start to finish. You're going to learn about 5 vegetables that might be doing more harm than good, and 5 others that can genuinely support your health, energy, and independence as you get older. And hey, if you find this video helpful, I'd be so grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and maybe share it with someone you care about. You never know, this small bit of knowledge could make a big difference for someone's health and comfort down the road. 2 to 5 vegetables, folks. Over 60. Should avoid or only eat in small amounts. All right, now let's go over a list that might surprise you. A bit 5 kinds of vegetables that older folks, especially those with long-term health issues or who take medicine every day, should either avoid or eat only in small portions. And I'm not saying these are bad veggies in general, but once we pass 60, our bodies start handling food differently. So it's important to know which ones might do more harm than good if we're not careful. 1. Raw spinach. This one always catches people off guard. Spinach is often called a superfood, right? And it is for the most part. But for older adults, eating it raw too often can cause trouble. Raw spinach is loaded with something called oxalate. That's a compound that can get in the way of your body absorbing calcium, and over time, that can lead to kidney stones. Even more important, spinach is high in vitamin K, which can mess with blood thinners like warfarin. If you're on those meds, too much raw spinach might make your medication less effective. If you love spinach, no need to give it up completely. Just steam it lightly or boil it a bit before eating. And it's even better if you pair it with foods that are rich in calcium. 2. Eggplant. Eggplant tastes great and it's easy to cook, but it's not the best for folks with arthritis or gout. It contains a natural compound called solanine, and for some people, that can make joint pain worse. I had a patient, sweet lady in her 70s, who told me her hands swelled up and hurt badly after eating eggplant every day for just a week. That's how sensitive some bodies can be. 3. Canned corn. Fresh corn now and then? Totally fine. But canned corn is a different story. The stuff in cans is often packed with sugar, salt, and preservatives. That's a recipe for troublerizing your blood pressure, making you retain water, and even pushing your blood sugar higher. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes, it's best to skip canned corn altogether. Boiled fresh corn is a safer bet, and try not to add extra butter, salt, or sugar. 4. Raw cruciferous veggies. This includes raw kale, raw broccoli, raw cabbage, those crunchy greens that people throw into salads. They're healthy, yes, but not always when eaten raw. When they're not cooked, they can interfere with how your thyroid works. That means slower metabolism, more fatigue, maybe even gaining a little weight or having trouble sleeping. This is especially true for women over 60 who tend to be more prone to thyroid issues. The fix is simple: just cook those veggies before eating. Steaming works great and still keeps the good stuff in. 5. Undercooked bamboo shoots. Bamboo shoots are tasty and popular in a lot of stir-fry dishes, but if they're not boiled properly, they can still carry a natural chemical cyanide that's toxic in high amounts. That's something that can hurt your liver, kidneys, and even your nerves. My advice to patients has always been the same. If you're going to eat bamboo shoots, boil them well at least 2 times using clean water, and make sure to throw away the first batch of water. So again, I'm not saying these vegetables are bad, but after age 60, we've got to listen to our bodies. Eating the wrong kind of veggie, or preparing it the wrong way, might slowly wear down our health without us even noticing. Coming up next, I'll be sharing 5 vegetables that are especially great for senior zones that support your energy, your heart, your digestion, and help you feel better day by day. Stay with me. 3. The silent impact. of the wrong veggies on your health after 60. Now, you might be thinking, come on, disease, just a few vegetables. Can they really cause that much trouble? The honest answer is, yes, they really can. But here's the tricky part. They don't hurt you all at once. The effects sneak up slowly, quietly. No big pain, no big red flags. And that's exactly why most folks don't notice until things get worse. Let me share a few real stories I've come across over the years. There was a kind gentleman who felt tired all the time. He went to doctor after doctor, ran all sorts of tests, but no one found anything serious. Turns out, he had been eating raw spinach every single morning, thinking he was doing his body a favor. But all that oxalate in the spinach was messing with his calcium and iron levels. That's why he felt so drained. Then there was a sweet lady who kept complaining of bloating and stomach aches after meals. She figured it was just her aging stomach. But after talking more, we found out she was eating raw cabbage and kale daily, while also dealing with a sluggish thyroid. That raw veggie combo was making her digestion worse and tiring her out. And I'll never forget the man in his late 60s who couldn't figure out why his knees ached constantly. He tried all kinds of joint pills and pain creams, but nothing worked. Turns out, he was eating sautéed eggplant 3 times a week. For some folks, eggplant can trigger joint inflammation and, in his case, it sure did. So listen, if you've been dealing with symptoms like constant fatigue, trouble sleeping, achy joints, stomach upset, fluctuating blood pressure, or even early signs of bone loss, don't just chalk it up to getting old or just the meds. Sometimes, it's simply about eating the wrong vegetables for your body right now. And here's the good news. Once we remove or reduce those problem veggies, most folks start feeling better in just a few weeks. Everybody after 60 has its own way of speaking up. You just need to pause and pay attention. So if you're ready to feel more energetic, more comfortable, and more in control, let's keep going. Up next, I'll walk you through 5 vegetables that are truly good for people in their golden years veggies that help your heart, your memory, your bones, and your digestion. Let's head on to part 4. I think you're really going to enjoy what's coming next. 4. 5 vegetables every senior should eat regularly for a stronger, happier, and healthier life. All right, now we're getting to the good part. We've talked about the vegetables that might be doing more harm than good. So now, let's shift gears and focus on what you should be eating to feel better, not just live longer, but live well. You want energy to enjoy your grandkids, strength to stay independent, and peace of mind about your health. These 5 vegetables I'm about to share are ones I often recommend to my older patients. They're not hard to find, they're simple to cook, and best of all, they've been shown to support heart health, brain function, digestion, and strong bones. Let's walk through each one together. 1. Beetroot, a boost for your brain and blood. Beets are one of my top picks for improving circulation and brain clarity. They help lower blood pressure naturally, clean out the blood vessels, and help carry more oxygen to the brain. I had one patient in her late 60s who started drinking beet juice just twice a week. Within a month or so, her blood pressure was more stable, and she said she felt more rested and focused. That's how powerful beets can be. 2. Bok choy, gentle, easy on the stomach, and full of nutrients. Bok choy is a soft, tender green that's easy to digest and packed with calcium, iron, and anti-inflammatory compounds. It's great for your bones, joints, and immune system, especially helpful if you're dealing with osteoporosis or taking long-term medications. Just lightly stir-fry it with garlic or steam it, and serve with your meal. It's delicious either way and doesn't need much fuss in the kitchen. 3. Green peas. Tiny but mighty for blood sugar and digestion. Don't let their size fool you. Green peas are loaded with fiber and plant-based protein. They help keep your blood sugar stable and support healthy digestion. If you struggle with mild constipation or blood sugar spikes, especially common after 60, adding green peas to your meals a couple times a week can really help. 4. Swiss chard, a green leaf that supports eyes, liver, and immunity. This dark leafy green is rich in vitamins K and A, plus magnesium, which supports your liver and kidneys, keeps your immune system strong, and even protects your vision. You don't need to overcook. Just a light sauté with a bit of olive oil does the trick and keeps all those good nutrients intact. 5. Steamed broccoli. Easier on the gut, great for the brain and bones. Now I know some folks avoid broccoli because they're afraid it'll upset their stomach. But when it's lightly steamed, not boiled to mush, it becomes a fantastic food for seniors. Broccoli helps fight inflammation, improves memory, and even lowers the risk of certain cancers. Best of all, when it's cooked, it won't mess with your thyroid the way raw broccoli might. I usually tell folks to aim for 2 to 3 servings a week, just lightly steamed, until it's soft but still bright green. These 5 vegetables aren't just healthy, they're senior-friendly. They work with your body, not against it. And when you cook them the right way, they're easier to digest and more nourishing overall. So in the next part, I'll walk you through the best ways to prepare and pair your vegetables after 60. That way, you'll get the most out of every bite and feel more comfortable after every meal. Stick with me, we're just getting to the really good stuff. 5. How to get the most out of your veggies. Smart ways to cook them after 60. Now, eating vegetables is always a good idea. But here's the thing, not just what you eat, but how you prepare your veggies can make a world of difference, especially after 60. I've had plenty of folks come into my clinic and say things like, "Doc, I eat broccoli and spinach every single day, but I still feel bloated and my joints still ache." So I usually ask one simple question: do you eat them raw or cooked? And most of the time the answer is raw. I thought it was healthier that way keeps all the nutrients, right? Well, here's the truth. After age 60, our digestive system just isn't what it used to be. The stomach makes less acid, the intestines absorb nutrients a bit slower, and it's easier to feel bloated or tired after eating. Raw veggies, especially the tougher ones, can be harder to break down. Plus, some raw vegetables contain compounds that actually block the absorption of minerals like calcium and iron. That's not helpful when your body needs every bit of support it can get. So here are some simple tips I often share with older patients to help them get the most out of their veggies. 1. Steam or lightly sauté your vegetables. Steaming is hands down one of the best ways to cook vegetables. It keeps most of the vitamins and doesn't turn your food into mush. If you prefer to sauté, use a small amount of healthy oils like olive oil, sesame oil, or avocado oil. Toss in some garlic for flavor and easy digestion. It's tasty and smells great too. 2. Don't overcook. Time matters. When boiling or making soup with veggies, try not to let them cook forever. If you cook too long, you'll lose important nutrients like vitamin C. Once the water boils, toss the veggies in, cover the pot, and after 2-3 minutes, pull them out. They'll still be tender, colorful, and packed with goodness. 3. Avoid heavy cream sauces, cheese, or salty dressings. A lot of folks add sauce or cheese to make veggies more appealing, but those creamy sauces and salty dips often raise cholesterol and blood pressure. If you've got heart concerns, it's better to skip those extras and keep things light. 4. Combine veggies smartly to help absorb nutrients. Want to absorb more iron from spinach or peas? Just squeeze a little lemon or add orange slices. Vitamin C helps your body soak up the iron better. Got leafy greens high in vitamin K like bok choy? Pair them with healthy fats like olive oil so your body can use those vitamins more effectively. 5. Slow down, chew well. It helps more than you think. After 60, chewing thoroughly isn't just good manners, it helps your digestive system work better. Saliva has enzymes that kickstart digestion, and chewing well helps you feel full longer too. In short, cooking your vegetables the right way is a bit like tending to a garden. It takes a gentle touch and a little patience. But when you treat your body with that kind of care, it really shows. Next up, I'll help you figure out which vegetables actually agree with your body and which ones don't, based on a few simple signs you can watch for every day. Stick with me, we're getting into some really helpful stuff. 6. How to tell which veggies are right for your body. You know, something I've learned after years of working with older folks is that every body is different. One person can eat a big bowl of spinach and feel great, sleep better, look more refreshed, skin glowing. But the next person? They eat the same thing and feel bloated, gassy, maybe even have joint pain the next day. That's the thing. Just because a vegetable is good in general doesn't always mean it's the right fit for your body. So how can you figure out which vegetables are helping you and which ones might be quietly dragging your energy down? Well, here are a few simple things I always recommend to my patients. 1. Pay attention to how your body feels after you eat. If you finish a meal and suddenly feel tired, sluggish, gassy, or maybe even a little achy in the joints, there's a good chance something you ate didn't sit right with you. Especially if those symptoms happen again and again after the same meal or veggie, it's your body's way of waving a little red flag. 2. Keep a little notebook or just jot down a note on your phone. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just write down what you ate and how you felt afterward, either a few hours later or the next morning. After a week or two, you might start noticing patterns, like, every time I eat raw cabbage, my stomach feels off, or whenever I have steamed broccoli, I sleep better and feel lighter. This little habit can give you a big head start in figuring out which foods love you back. 3. If you're on regular medication, double-check for food interactions. Certain veggies like kale, spinach, and chardonnay are high in vitamin K. That's usually a good thing, but if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, it can interfere with how your medication works. Same goes for folks with heart conditions or thyroid issues. So if you're on long-term meds, make sure to ask your doctor or pharmacist which veggies to go easy on, or how much is safe for you to eat consistently. 4. Watch for clues in your skin, sleep, digestion, and joints. Believe it or not, veggies that don't agree with you can show up in strange ways. Maybe your skin gets dull, or your joints ache more, or you notice you're tossing and turning at night. On the flip side, when you're eating veggies that really suit your body, you'll likely feel lighter, more energized, and your digestion will be smoother. You might even feel a little pep in your step. At the end of the day, our bodies are always talking to us. We just have to stop and listen. And after 60, that conversation becomes even more important. In the next part, I'll walk you through how to build a smart, balanced plate that works with your body, not against it. It's not just about eating enough, it's about eating in a way that helps you stay strong, feel good, and enjoy life every day. Let's keep going. You're doing great. 7. How to build a smart meal after 60. All right, by now you've learned which veggies to avoid and which ones are great for you to eat more often. But there's one more piece of the puzzle, and that's how to put together a meal that's easy on the body, especially as our digestion slows down a bit with age. I always tell my patients something simple but powerful. After 60, it's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. So, what exactly does a smart meal look like for folks in their golden years? Here are a few easy tips I like to share that make a real difference. 1. Include 1 or 2 gentle, senior-friendly veggies in each meal. Things like lightly steamed broccoli, bok choy, sautéed with a little garlic, or green peas in a simple broth. They don't need to be fancy, just rotated day to day, so your body gets a nice variety of vitamins and minerals. A little change each day helps your system stay balanced. 2. Go for warm, cooked veggies instead of raw salads or cold slaws. Raw veggies can be hard on aging stomachs. They're tougher to break down and might cause gas or bloating. Stick with steamed, lightly boiled, or gently stir-fried veggies. They're easier to digest, better for joint health, and easier on your liver and kidneys too. 3. Pair your veggies with some clean protein and healthy fats. For example, a bowl of bok choy soup with lean ground chicken and a splash of sesame oil. Green peas stir-fried with a farm-fresh egg, or with garlic and a little olive oil. These good fats help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins in veggies, especially vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are key for bone and immune health. 4. Don't load your plate with too much starch or heavy sauces. Let's say you're having stir-fried greens. That's great. But pairing them with too much white rice or pouring on thick sauces can cause your blood sugar to spike. Instead, try keeping your portions moderate. Swap rice with something lighter like a baked sweet potato, oats, or whole grains if your digestion allows. 5. Slow down, chew well, and listen to your body's signals. Sometimes, it's not what we eat, but how we eat. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and stopping when you feel satisfied, not stuffed, helps your stomach work better, prevents bloating, and even helps you sleep more soundly at night. The truth is, the key to feeling stronger and living longer often sits right on our dinner table. It's not about chasing fancy diet sites, about preparing simple meals with care, love, and the wisdom of knowing what your body needs. And now, in the final part, I want to leave you with a little message, one that I believe matters just as much as the food on your plate. Let's move on together. 8. A gentle reminder and a personal thank you. Dear friends, we've talked about quite a bit today: what veggies to avoid, which ones to add to your meals, and how to cook them in ways that your body can handle better as we get older. But if there's one thing I really hope sticks with you, it's not just a list of do's and don'ts. What matters most is learning how to truly listen to your body day by day. See, our bodies are always talking to us, not with words, but with little signs. A bit of tiredness after lunch, a restless night of sleep, that bloated, heavy feeling after dinner. Or maybe your joints start acting up again and you're not quite sure why. These things aren't just normal aging like folks say. Sometimes they're your body's way of saying, "Hey, I need a little help. Something needs to change." So let me ask you something. Of the veggies we talked about today, are there any you've been eating thinking they were healthy but now you're not so sure? If so, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments below. I really do read each one because that's how we learn, not just from books or charts, but from each other's stories. And every story you share might help someone else who's going through the same thing. And if this video helped you in some way, maybe it answered a question you've had for a while, or gave you a new idea to try, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, maybe even an old neighbor. You never know. That small gesture could help them sleep better, ease their joint pain, or avoid a health scare. Before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you, Trulo, for spending this time with me. I know your time is precious. It means a lot that you stuck around to the very end. I hope that from now on, your meals feel lighter, your body feels stronger, and each day brings a bit more energy and comfort. And I hope to see you again in the next video, where I'll be sharing more simple but powerful tips that can make a real difference in your health and happiness as you age. Wishing you strength, peace, and lots of good days ahead. Take care of yourself, one meal and one moment at a time.